Hey, look at that. It's our delay. Wonderful. Awesome. Well, we are here. It is a new year. It is also a new quarter, and we're going to be talking today about setting goals and why it's so important. And I've got Jen DeVore Richter with me here at the Powerhouse of Rising Influencers. And we're just going to be talking a little bit today about setting goals, why it's so important, some strategies that you can use to set goals that are powerful, help move your bold vision forward, and achieve the things that you want to achieve. Now, Jen, first session of the year, I thought, setting goals would be a really important thing. A lot of people hear the fact that they have New Year's resolutions aren't typically kept, so they say, why bother? Yeah. Why bother set goals?
Right. It's interesting. I did a survey on my Instagram account over the weekend, and I asked people, do you set New Year's resolutions as one little quiz? And then do you set goals as another little quiz? And more people said that they set resolutions than they do goals.
That's interesting.
I know. Because I don't set resolutions. I only set goals. So I thought, to me it feels like resolutions mean you're going to stop doing something. And
right.
Goals seem like you're going to start doing something. So that's just my perspective on it.
So it's important. Now, obviously, people finish the year and they get excited that there's a new year, and a lot of the times they do that because it's a fresh start.
Right.
We get to start over. We get to set our ideas for what we're going to accomplish in the new year, whether it's traveling, whether it's we're going to accomplish something, or we're going to bring something else into our lives or give to other people's lives.
Right.
So very important. But why do you think, or why do you know, it's so important to set goals?
Well, it gives you something to look forward to. I like to be pushed. I like to be challenged. And if I have a goal, then it gives me something to wake up for in the morning. That's what works for me, is to feel like I'm getting out of bed and I have a purpose with my life and I have some mountain that I'm trying to climb. And so then it's invigorating. Goals are really invigorating.
Goals are invigorating. They can help keep you focused. And that's perhaps one of the most important things, is because through the year, if you do not have a goal, there will be plenty of things that will take your time, take your attention, take your energy.
Right.
And it can take you any number of ways. And if your end goal is to try to get to a particular place, achieve something, then having it defined, knowing what it is, helps you make sure that everything that you're doing can keep you in alignment to achieving that goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I like to have goals in different categories too. So I have, fitness and health category goals, and then I have business goals, family goals, personal goals, spiritual goals. I think it's good to have a wide variety of goals. And I feel like sometimes people get hung up on only like one type of goal. For most people right now, this time of year, after we've just, eaten too much and drank too much over the holidays, we focus on our fitness goals. And I think fitness goals are helpful. But really the thing that, I think it's good to have a well-rounded system of goals, because your life isn't in these little different categories. Your life is made up of all of these things all working together. It's your life and your family and your fitness and your spirituality and your business and, all of these things all working together. Everybody's always looking for work-life balance, and that's where it is just making sure that all of those different areas are moving forward, and then you'll have balance. It's not, I can only work on this thing or I can only work on this thing, where's the balance there? You need to be working at all of them.
Life is like a wheel, and if you don't have a balance, then you can be trying to run on square wheels, and that's no good.
No.
So it's funny because, we authored this book. It's been, I guess, now over a year since we've released Amplify Your Business. And it was interesting, though, because one of the things in this book that we talk about very early on is the importance of defining a bold vision. It's that what you really want to achieve far in advance, the bigger picture that you're aiming to get everything to strive towards. And the interesting part is after we wrote this book, I went around and asked different people what their bold vision was, and most people had no clue. Most people had no clue. And we said, that's a problem. And so last year, we wrote this book. And this is the Rockstar Professionals 90-Day Action Planner.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a book where I'm actually going to put a link in this live session. If you want to download a digital copy, you can do that. It's also available on Amazon. But this really defines, focuses on creating a 90-day goal or ROC. So you have your bold vision, you have something that you want to achieve in 90 days, but then you also have things that you're going to need to be doing in that 90 days, little smaller steps.
Mm-hmm.
And when you create the vision,
Mm-hmm.
And then you create the ROCs to get you to the vision, and then create the action steps to help you achieve the ROC.
A goal without a plan is just a dream. And Tony Robbins, the world's #1 motivational speaker and coach and inspirer, says, start your day with your vision. I've been adopting his gratitude walks every morning. And you get up with energy, you get up with enthusiasm, you start your walk, you get grateful, #1, for all the things that you do have, not focusing on the things that you don't have yet, but you get grateful for the things that you do have, and then you keep your vision in mind. It's the #1 most important thing. But then you have to take action. Because, again, a vision without a plan is just a dream.
Excellent. So that's what we're talking about. That's why we're sharing this idea. Rich, thanks for tuning in. We are starting early. It is a new year. It is a new quarter. And as people go through their quarter, go through their next few days, we want to make sure that everyone who is tuned into us, who is looking to amplify their business, has at least a goal that they're working on. If you do not have a goal, then we want to create a SMART goal. And real quick, one of the things I wanted to share is just the idea, the concept of a SMART goal. A lot of people have heard of this, but some people still have not. SMART goal. Jen, let's walk through the SMART goal.
#1, it has to be specific.
Specific. So if someone says, I want to make a lot of money this year, is that a SMART goal?
No.
Well, it's not really dumb, but it's not really smart either.
I mean, I'm on board with that.
Let's get it right. So it's not specific in what way?
Well, it needs a dollar amount attached to it. So how much money do you want to make? I actually put the number in my mind every morning. This is a concept from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He says, put the number in your mind and then actually put the number up visually where you'll see it 2 places, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. So it has to be specific. What's your number,
Really important.
Yeah.
Because if, let's just say you're aiming to make an extra $100 in the year, that's going to require some amount of action, probably not much at all. But if you want to make an extra $100,000 a year, that's going to be a different type of action that you'll need to take.
Right.
And so having that in your mind, first thing as you get up, throughout the day, you're going to make sure that you're taking the right actions. Second part of the acronym, M.
Measurable.
Measurable. All right, so when you're saying measurable, like you can weigh on a scale.
Well, you can weigh money on a scale.
I guess you can.
So what's your number and can you measure it? It's how are you going to measure it? It depends on the goal. So if it's a weight loss goal, say, then you would say you're measuring the amount of pounds that you're going to lose or the number of inches that you're going to lose. Or if it's a business goal, how much, not just a lot of money, but I'm going to make a specific amount of money and I'm measuring the money.
Right.
Measurable.
So that way you can see if you're making progress on achieving your goal. And you want to make sure that you're doing that. Otherwise, if you're spending a lot of time and you're not making progress, maybe you need to change your strategy. Right?
Yeah.
Next part, A.
Actionable.
Actionable.
And attainable. Sometimes I see it both.
Yeah. So
Actionable.
You need to be able to take action. It needs to be attainable. You need to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I said I wanted to build a house in the next 24 minutes, I could have the best team in the world. It's going to be impossible to do. There's some things it's not going to be achievable. So
3D printers. 3D printers might make this possible in the very near future, Kenny.
In the current present time.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, in the current present time. That is true, because sometimes our skill level or what we have in our current abilities, we can't do something immediately, but later on, at a different time, we have different skills, different resources, we could do those things. Money does buy a lot of options. So then R, we're looking at R.
Realistic?
Realistic. I've heard realistic and I've heard results-oriented.
Yeah, both.
So obviously realistic, I think it's very similar to achievable. It's a little bit different. Realistic is like, Maybe it is achievable, but is it realistic considering
Right.
all the other things that you
Right.
have in your life? You still have to work. You still have to do your daily chores. You still have to do all these things. Now, we do want to stretch ourselves in these goals,
Yeah.
but we don't want to do it in such a way where it's unrealistic.
Right.
And we do want to know the results that we're ultimately looking to achieve, not just completing something for the sake of completing it. What's the bigger picture of why we're trying to achieve it? And last, the last part of the acronym T is for time.
Yes, timely.
So it needs to be set to a time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you may have some big goals, and it may take a few years to accomplish those things. But setting big goals a few years away, it's going to be a lot of time. We want to break it down into smaller pieces and take steps. So a lot of times, we do the 90 days, so we can say, all right, the next 3 months, what I'm going to focus on is this particular rock, this big goal that I'm going to break away and get myself closer to achieving the bigger goal, the bigger vision.
Hey, one other thing that I'll add as a resource in Kenny's Facebook Live here is I have a YouTube video related to the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich book where he's talking about visualizing how much money you want to make if you're setting a business goal. So I did that, but then I took it one step further and I created a revenue tracker that you can break down in different time chunks. So for me, I put in the information in there and it breaks it down by 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and 1 year, so that I have my big, bold vision, but then I also know what I'm supposed to be, what milestones I'm supposed to be hitting either each year, and then from the year, you can break it down into each quarter. So it's good to have different ways that you're measuring your success, weekly, quarterly, annually, and then with your big, bold vision, maybe 4 or 5 years from now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Another thing, we tuned into a gentleman, an entrepreneur named Ed Rush, and he has the 21-day miracle,
Yeah.
and he talks about getting goals done in 21 days. He has a military background, and says like 21 days to really train a Marine. And then a lot of the other parts is just refining and taking things to another level. So when you're looking at a 90-day plan, you could break it into smaller rocks again, into what you're going to get done in smaller chunks. Because 90 days can seem like a lot of time. So if you really say, that's a long time, I can't think that far ahead, I don't know if I can break things down, you want to try to get it to a point where you feel comfortable. You don't have to be rigid in these things, but you do need to set the goal. It's in what you're trying to achieve. You need to know why you're trying to achieve it. And we suggest using the SMART acronym, because it just is smart, right? And then you've got to take the actions in order to achieve it. Now, one other thing, as we're kind of wrapping this little session up about goal setting, is having accountability and how important that is. Now, I know for me, I have shiny fish syndrome.
You've gotten a lot better.
I've gotten a lot better.
You have gotten a lot better.
I've gotten a lot better. And
Yeah.
so just getting into being an entrepreneur, got these ideas from different places all the time, and really can get distracted trying to create new things. Being a creative person, you get kind of geared into doing that. Being an entrepreneur, you get geared into doing that. But having an accountability partner or being part of an accountability group can help you keep focus, keep in alignment. And when you're taking laser action focused items towards achieving a specific goal, and you really take time to look at it on a daily basis, visualize what you're trying to achieve, and making sure that all the actions that you're taking are helping you move towards achieving the one goal you want to achieve. As long as you commit to doing it, as long as you keep on taking action, you will achieve that goal.
Guaranteed. It's been interesting. Everyone's doing the best 9 photos of their Instagram account from 2017. So I was pulling up my best 9 and I looked, and it was really cool to see that all of the things that I set out as goals at the beginning of the year to accomplish, I did them. And sometimes when you're in the mire, you don't realize that it's actually happening. You have to stop and say, wow, this is actually happening. And then when you get to the end, you go, look at that. It actually happened. So it's really rewarding when you use the goal setting and the bold vision. It's like a mindset. It's a way of doing life and way of building business. When you really do that, it's amazing the results you can get.
Excellent. Okay, one more final thought.
Okay.
And I have my finger up too. You like that? One more final thought.
2 thoughts.
2 thoughts. So you made a point. I talked about accountability. So if you don't achieve your goal, you don't have to beat yourself up, right? Because we're all looking to grow and to succeed, but we do want to help hold ourselves accountable. So we do need to do something. If we don't achieve our goal, we don't want to give ourselves a reward, because then we're rewarding the behavior that they achieve something. So something, whether it's maybe giving up a particular something that you like coffee, all right?
I quit coffee months ago.
So, or taking some sort of action that can help you just keep focused and say, I didn't get it this time, I don't need to beat myself up over it, but I'll hold myself accountable to another level. So we're streaming there. And then the other thing would be to celebrate. So you did a good job last year. Mm-hmm. You achieved a lot of the goals you set out to achieve. So really taking a moment to give yourself a pat on the back, celebrating your victories, even though they may not be your bold vision, even though they may not always produce the results you want. If you make progress, even if you didn't complete your goal, if you make progress and you feel proud about it, you got to celebrate.
Yeah.
Because you need to reward the behavior that you're taking. So those are the thoughts. I see people tuning in. We are having some streaming issues at this point, so we're going to sign off for the moment. But I encourage you to comment in below something that you're aiming to achieve in the new year, whether that be a personal goal or a business goal or something you're trying to stop doing or something you're trying to start doing. Write down something that you're committed to achieving in the new year. And then if you'd like a copy of this, make sure to look in the comments. I'm going to be putting it on it in a moment. I'm going to put a link that you can download your 90-day action planner. You can also order a physical copy online. But I'm excited that you're here with us and hope the next 90 days you're able to take massive action towards achieving your goal, and look forward to tuning in to the next session.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. Now to turn this guy off.